MartiniInTheMorning.com. Frank Sinatra drinking again. Appropriate song here on National Martini Day. And John, you brought some friends with you today.
I did.
And you want to do the introduction?
This is it's Deshaun, right?
Yes, Deshaun.
Deshaun and Simon.
And you guys are from the 86 Company?
That's correct.
I've been 86 from a lot of good places, but so you guys have a line of spirits. What's the lineup? Oh, let me turn this on. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we made 4 spirits, which is highly ambitious for a group of bartenders. But really, we felt
you guys are a group of bartenders, and you started a liquor company.
Basically, yeah,
that's right.
You know, we definitely felt that the companies were putting out spirits that were just really more marketing focused, and we wanted something that we could pour in our bars. In great cocktails. So we looked at the mixability of all of the different drinks, and so as bartenders, don't get me wrong, it takes a long time to learn to distill. So we sought out some of the best distillers that we could find that would actually work with us, and I think we got pretty lucky there. And we introduced a vodka gin, a tequila, and a rum to start with. We did try and make a rye, and hopefully one day that will happen, but that took a little bit longer, and it wasn't quite working out the way we did. But these 4 we're really extremely happy with.
How would you do a gin tasting? I'm just curious.
Well, you could try this one. You could try Bombay that you have over there. You could try all 3 of them.
Do you ever try gin neat?
What? Pardon me?
Do you drink gin neat normally, or?
There's nothing neat about me. I've got stains on my pants. What do you? I'm sorry. What? Neat?
Yeah, some people like to drink gin neat, but gin's like the
You
quintessential.
mean straight, like just
Straight. Nothing else in it.
no
That's
ice,
it.
nothing.
Nothing, but that's just tasting. But of course, I feel like this is a terrible way to really get to know gin. So I mean, the best way to try it is obviously through martinis, and then I think, but if you add a splash of water, usually the botanical flavors open up in the gin, and you get to
Kind of what they say about Scotch, that you like just a drop of water to.
Because think about gin, it's always mixed in cocktails, and so you're adding water, generally speaking, and so those botanical flavors open up in a cocktail, and that's what gives the cocktail the characteristics. That's why I always say gin's the quintessential cocktail spirit, but no one really does shots of gin. I mean, I do shots of gin, but no.
And you have a gin named after you. That's pretty must be a pretty heady experience. You get your name on the cover of a famous book about drinks, yeah.
Yeah, but then again, I was in a rock and roll band in the '80s, so it's kind of
You've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's MartiniInTheMorning.com, National Martini Day. John Apodaca from Daddy O's Martini.
This is the Martinez cocktail. It was a cousin, I guess, to the Manhattan.
What's in it?
It is. We have in here.
It's a Manhattan with gin.
That's it. And it's funny. The old recipe says 1 wine glass of Italian vermouth, and 1 wine glass equals about 4 ounces of vermouth. 1 pony is what they used to call it, or today 1 ounce of Old Tom gin, and a dash of Boker's bitters, which they brought back a few years ago.
And interestingly enough, if it said Italian vermouth in these old books, it usually referred to sweet vermouth, and if it said French, it would refer to dry vermouth. So.
Exactly.
All right, so you're going to mix it up?
It's already
Is it shaken or stirred, by the way?
Shaken.
What is the difference? Because I've seen some bartenders occasionally. In fact, even one of Al the engineer's buddies, Pat, a famous local bartender who's at Baroni's Pizza, and was it Valley Glen? I think it is. Anyway, he often I'll see him stirring a martini. I mean, is it just a personal preference, or what's?
No, I mean, technically you should, except for a vodka martini, which you can really fire a gun at. Gin martinis, Manhattans, and anything that has any kind of flavor, botanicals or oak or malt, you should stir that.
Really?
Yeah, because with shaking, what happens is you add oxygen and air into the cocktail, and these air molecules basically arrest the flavor, make the whole body of the cocktail different, the texture changes. So if you want that silky martini texture, you want to stir it.
Your favorite sound, right?
The mating call. The mating call for National Martini Day. Oh, Mother Miriam got all excited. She hears that shaker going. She got all attentive. Celebrate with Mother Miriam. Mother Miriam, come on. You got to have a taste of your...
I have to try something. Come on.
Come on. Mother Miriam. I'm sorry, there's no room. You'll bury me?
Oi. Here.
Okay, what is this?
It's Martinez cocktail.
Catch up, Mother Miriam. Here.
Say L'chaim.
Cheers, you old bat.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I got to put up every time I come on the show. Oh, look, she's
First spill.
What's in there?
As he just said on the air a few minutes ago.
Well, I was busy. What's in there? You want to share that with me?
Oh,
Oi.
every day.
What's in there?
Oh, okay, it has Italian or sweet vermouth. I used Carpano
This is
Antica,
actually pretty good.
Old Tom Gin,
I'm
and
surprised.
a dash of Boker's Bitters.
So what are we doing?
So this one's a little bit different now.
Okay.
By 1930, the drink had already changed, and so and this version is found in the Savoy Cocktail Book, also from 1930. And the term dry martini refers to the use of French vermouth.
Okay. You
Like
have
something
some?
like this right here.
Okay.
That's actually Italian, though.
Well, we'll call it French.
Yeah, it's French because French meaning it was dry vermouth.
Okay. That was the question I was going to ask, because I always interpreted that as opposed to sweet vermouth versus dry vermouth. I interpreted it as, because you hear all the expressions about so dry that you got to blow the dust off of it.
My opinion of a martini is ordering martinis is a little bit like ordering your Starbucks in the morning. Everybody's got their own way. I mean,
Right.
hazelnut whip. I want half and half with
Right.
half, like 2% milk. I mean, everyone has their way. Ordering a martini starts right at the beginning. Do you want gin and vodka? Do you want it dry or do you want it wet? Do you want an olive or a twist? Do you want it stirred? Do you want it shaken? It just goes on. And I think that the key thing with martinis is finding out your martini. It's the most personal cocktail.
Do you know how Brad orders his martini?
It drives my wife absolutely crazy. Go ahead. You know the drill.
He said, I'll have a vodka martini, no vegetables, no vermouth, nothing. Just put it over ice.
Yeah,
Well, the great thing about no vegetables is, of course, you're not displacing any of the space in the glass.
Exactly.
I'm totally on your side there, by the way. That should be served on the side.
But the other thing, there are a lot of bars that still want to put vermouth in a vodka martini, and I just find that very unpleasant.
Well, it depends. I think martini is one of these essential gastronomical cocktails. It's actually an aperitif. It's a wonderful aperitif. You can use it to start off your dining experience, and it will definitely get you more hungry. And the vermouth aspect, even if you put it in minuscule amounts, really enriches the body and enriches the whole experience. That being said, I believe, as a bartender of almost 20 years of experience, that it doesn't really matter how precise your ingredients are, what the quality is. It depends very much who your bartender is. It takes time and mileage to really master how to make a martini. You can't just read the recipe from a book and make a martini. It won't work. You got to be a really grown-up person, as a man or a woman, to
Puts
make
us
a really
out.
delicious martini.
Totally leaves us out. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, MartiniInTheMorning.com. National Martini Day, celebrating with John Apodaca from Daddy-O's Martinis, and with Simon Ford and Dushan Zarek from the 86 Company. How long have you guys been?
Just September last year.
I'm sorry, I got to turn on the right microphone. September last year?
Yeah, we launched September last year.
Wow. How does one launch a
that.
liquor company?
Well, it took us 6 years to get to the launch.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's taken us. We've been doing this for 7 years, and prior to that, we were on a radio station here in Los Angeles. And let's see, we're what year is this? Just 20, we're
2013.
11 years into this. Tell me again what we're doing, John.
We're doing a dry martini from 1930 version.
All right, you ready?
The kind that Nick and Nora would have drank.
The
on
Thin Man series,
Yep.
exactly.
So I already have it in here. It's 2 ounces of gin, 1 ounce of dry vermouth, and a dash of bitters.
Okay. What's a dash? Is there actually a measurement?
Like that.
It's like a drop.
A drop?
A drop.
Okay. These are funny little glasses. What are those?
These are the glasses. These are the Nick and Nora glasses from the 30s. I found them in an antique store.
Here's looking at you.
All right.
You old.
Here's looking at you, Sonny. What am I drinking?
A martini.
That's not bad. It's and again, it's I noticed it when drinking the Ford's gin from the 86 Company. I noticed that it was pretty
Smooth.
smooth. Yeah, you're right.
Thank you.
And it's the oily, the oil content, right?
We've actually had a good time with
It's
the gin,
very
with
good.
the reviews,
Smooth.
this particular gin. And, when we were developing the recipe, we actually took every batch and we brought it back to Dushan's Bar, employees only, and we tested it in martinis, we tested it in Tom Collins's and gimlets and all of these drinks. And then we made our notes, and we went back to the distiller and said, this is what we need for it in a cocktail. And it was really interesting because you talk about the oiliness. That came from it being tested in martinis. There was something just like short. It was falling flat in a martini originally, and we bumped up the oil content to give it that silkiness, and that's really where that comes from, just from extensive testing in martinis.
We've established that Dushan that you were able to try the recipes at employees only bar in New York City, and then that led to you're doing the book Speakeasy. But what's your background, Simon?
Actually, I was a bartender once as well, but a long time ago. And
It's not true. He's a great bartender.
I launched Plymouth Gin in the United States in 2002.
You brought we did. Oh no. You know what it was? A listener, after John and Mark were in one time, we were talking about good gins and so on, and one of our listeners wrote us and raved about Plymouth Gin. It's a fellow in Florida that just raved about it.
It's a great gin. It's a great gin. It actually comes from the oldest gin distillery in the world, and it's actually the gin that was in the very first dry martini recipe. So I worked for them, and that brought me to the United States in 2002. But I'd been working in spirits education for probably the past 15 years, and prior to that I was working in wine. So I have a history in the booze industry for sure, and it sort of led me to obviously partnering with Dushan and our other business partners in creating our spirits company.
Well, welcome to the booze capital of radio. John, what's next?
We're going to move into the 50s.
Yes.
With James Bond and do a Vesper.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm very familiar with that.
And we'll need some vodka for that.
And we're going to use. You know what?
Unless you want to use.
Let's use it.
Okay, we should use your vodka.
Yeah, since you're here, we'll use your vodka.
Again, the reason we did do a vodka is because of that body that it has. When you try the Ellesbury Duck, you'll see it's very full-bodied. It carries the flavor of bitters. It carries the flavor of the oils from the twist. It's very much being designed for a nice silky martini, just like the gin has. So it's got good wheat characteristics as well. So if you like a vodka with character, then Ellesbury Duck is for you. If you like one of those vodkas that tastes of nothing, then maybe there's other vodkas for you. But this is definitely for the people that want a little bit of characteristics in their vodka.
Some of the vodka manufacturers will tell you that because of the way they distill it and the 10 times distilled or whatever, that you're less likely to have a hangover. And I mean, are there characteristics to your vodka that?
That's why we are called the 86 Company.
Because
we are in the business of not saying these kind of things.
we wanted to 86 the BS, and just be upfront and honest about how everything is made, as opposed to it's 10 times distilled and it's filtered through diamonds, from wherever. Come on, give me a break.
like your what was it you said about the tequila? It's a punch in the face.
No, the thing
you're
is,
not trying to be subtle,
when
are
you are ingesting alcohol, basically your body converts it into certain forms of sugar, and it binds your water in your system, and that's where the hangover comes from. Yes, the less impurities you have in the spirit, the easier time you might have, but it's actually the amount of alcohol and the dehydration that gives you that hangover.
My daughter works in a doctor's office, and she said, all these silly people, they want to do this, they want to do that. She said, they're just dehydrated. Just drink some water, you morons.
I mean, I think about when you said about the olives. The only reason I would ever have my olives in a martini is when I needed to get some vitamins. And actually, and if I need some vitamin C, then of course I might order a Gimlet or Tom Collins. I mean, the cocktail. Then there's these fruit cocktails now as well. So it's a good way to actually bring in some
vitamins.
Yeah.
Vitamins.
Yeah.
How long have you been in the U.S.?
Say vitamins.
What's another one of those?
Vitamins.
We're gonna do a Brit speak. We're gonna do a Brit speak thing in our newsletter. Our newsletter, Notes from a Cocktail Napkin. Our foreign desk editor, Lala from London. We joke about how funny you people talk, and
well, we can't understand a word she says.
And I'm sure that by the vice versa is true.
I think we invented the language.
Tell us again. This is
we're doing a Vesper,
and this has what in it?
Well, this has 3 ounces of gin, an ounce of vodka, and a half ounce of Lillet Blanc, which is a liqueur. And so
Vesper Martini.
Vesper Martini, yeah.
Nice.
What's the deal with the Vesper Martini? Because I remember that reference to that was Sean Connery, wasn't it?
Oh, in Casino Royale.
Yeah.
In the late 50s or early 60s, yeah. Mr. Bond creates his own only cocktail, which he calls a special martini.
Didn't he make a reference to Vesper, the word Vesper?
Yeah, it's in the book Casino Royale as well.
Right.
She's the Russian spy he falls in love with.
Yes.
Vesper.
And
Yeah,
actually, this is
Vesperlin.
the second drink he orders in the book. The first drink that he orders is an Americano cocktail, which consists of Campari, sweet vermouth, and club soda. But then when he goes to gamble, he orders the martini and gives a very precise description, and that's where the whole legend is born.
Yeah, I remember that line.
I have a very important question.
God, here we go.
Boy,
Where are you from? Your accent is beautiful.
Dushan.
Oh, I'm from the city of Belgrade, which is now Serbia.
We have a lot of listeners, and so we have people listening right now in Serbia.
Oh, that's excellent.
Because the number one Dean Martin fan in the world actually lives there.
Oh, really?
And she has a shrine in her apartment. She's a school teacher. Her name is Yasmina Blagojevic.
Oh, cool.
Something like that.
Oh, cool.
I don't do the very well. All right, so we're doing the Vesper Martini, which was made famous by James Bond in the movie Casino Royale. Cheers, Joels.
how do you like it?
To you. How do you like it,
This
honey?
is actually very good. This
It
is
is
actually
good. It's growing
the
on me.
Vesper Martini.
Or you're growing on it?
It's one of those interesting drinks.
There's
It
two
makes-
things in here. There's gin and
vodka, exactly. Yeah,
And
like,
Lillet.
who would have thought, right? But it
Who
was.
would've
It's interesting.
thought
It does. It really does
You know,
work.
the
It softens. I'm sorry, I'm talking too loud.
vodka
It
softens
softens. Yes, it softens the effect of the gin.
Softens the gin. So this is called a who?
Vesper.
A Vesper.
Hey, don't you remember Al, the engineer? When our engineer, when he goes off to the liquor store to buy his supplies, he says he's making a run for Vespers.
I love it.
Okay, good.
John Apodaca, Daddy O's Martinis, the guys from '86, from the '86 company, and we're using their Aylesbury Duck. That's the vodka. I want to taste some. Just
Please pour
yeah, I
yourself
want to try it.
some.
And we're also using their Ford's gin. And John, what's next?
Oh, we're going to do a classic vodka martini.
Yay!
Is there such a thing in your opinion? Is
Well, I only think there's only one martini that's made with gin, but we've had this ongoing debate for 4.5 years.
yes, we have.
And
I
you
think
can't
if
win.
you're gonna make a martini with vodka, you call it a vodka martini. If it's just a martini, then you know it's gin.
Now, see,
That's right.
John's partner in this Daddy O's Martinis, Mark Barkley, is a little more of a stickler because I'll say, let's do a vodka martini. He'll say there's no such thing. A martini is made with gin.
But
That's why Mark's not here today because
Yes.
he could not stand the thought of having to say vodka martini.
He's probably listening to you right now.
Mark, I'm sorry. I know it's sacrilegious, but we got to do what we got to do. These
Yeah.
guys have a really good vodka, so we're going to give it a shot.
Yeah, so it's good. We're using their vodka.
You forgot the name.
Yeah, I know. I did.
Aylesbury. I just
Aylesbury.
love the name. Is it Aylesbury? Is it from
Aylesbury Duck.
Is it from England?
No, the great thing about it is it's from Canada. 4,000 miles away
Lean
from where
a little more into the mic.
it's from Canada, in the Western Rockies, about 4,000 miles from.
Aylesbury is a town in Canada.
No.
Oh.
Aylesbury Duck comes from Aylesbury in England, of course, but
That's what I meant.
Where we make the vodka is about 4,000 miles from there in the Western Rockies of Canada.
We do our on New Year's Eve. We do a countdown to the New Year, and we have somebody report in from each time zone as we cross.
Very
At midnight, London time, we had Chris Gomm. I mentioned his wife is a clapanologist.
What?
Yeah, she studies.
Claps a lot.
No, she studies the clapper, the bells. She's an expert on bells, and she went up in the steeple at this like 500-year-old church in Aylesbury, and he was on his cell phone saying Happy New Year as she rang the bells at midnight in England. So it's so Aylesbury has a very important role in martinyinthemorning.com. So Aylesbury Duck is going to find a home here.
And the Aylesbury Duck is a very noble woodland bird, well deserving of its own vodka, we thought. We definitely did.
He's not even drinking.
Can we put that in our freezer?
We can.
Can we put it in our freezer? Don't you dare think about taking it home. All right, John, shake.
Here's to Martini in the morning, and here's to my birthday.
Yeah, it's all about you.
That's right. You got it, baby.
Who loves you, baby? You could say like Kojak.
You know, what's in this besides vodka?
Vermouth.
Really?
Oh, that's why
Yes.
it's cloudy.
Yeah, because originally when you made a vodka martini, you used vermouth in it.
You
What
know,
is the vermouth
Because I
do?
know you told me the folks at Kettle One, you can finish the rest of it.
we went to a tasting at Kettle One's headquarters in
I'll have
Orange
some of this
County.
one.
and they said vodka and vermouth do not go together. That's kind of their mantra. And but I have to tell you, and I don't know if it's maybe your vodka, or if I don't know.
Smooth.
Yeah,
It's
that's
very
amazing.
smooth.
There's a lot of body to that vodka.
I mean, I send martinis back if I even
Here, I'll
smell.
Let me try it.
I have had a few martinis in my time. You don't get the nickname Brad Martini Chambers if you have.
This vodka won a great award,
You
actually.
got to lean into the mic.
This vodka won a great award. It was the International Wine and Spirits Challenge did the Spirits of Americas, and they gave all the gold medals to the different, the different vodkas, of which we won one. But then they put up all the gold medalists to find out what was the best vodka in their competition for best in class, and we won that as well. So the vodka's done particularly well.
So why aren't you in stores?
Just because we're brand new, it's just 5 of us right now. We're just young
a big
entrepreneurs.
country to.
Yeah, we're hoping someone will come in and give us investment at some point, so we can take what we've done in the 10 states that we've launched in and make our brand more national. But right now, it's early days for the 86 company.
Was it just the two of you that are
We have 3 other business partners.
are they on the road? Are they
So we have
introducing?
Jay who's in Dallas, moving to Austin actually right now as we speak, and he's the co-author and co-founder of Employees Only and co-author of Duchan's book, Speakeasy Cocktails. And so we're the sort of 3 bartenders of the crew, but our other business partners, Malte and Chris, are out in New York right now. So we've sort of split up geographically.
They're the sales people.
Malte's sort of operations, and Chris is doing the sales.
Things you guys talked about was about that you're creating spirits for bartenders. I mean, with the bartender in mind, and you've even fashioned the bottle in a way that you think benefits bartenders.
Yeah, I mean, see, like, to answer your question why we're not in stores, eventually we want to be, of course, in every store. But the idea is for the professional bartenders, quite a different type of bartender now that we're seeing all over the country, actually all over the world. There is this emergence of this professional bartender who has chosen bartending as a lifelong profession, and they now need quality tools. They need quality spirits, quality tools to work with to give their guests the best possible experience. So we fashioned the spirits and the bottle so it speaks and relieves a big pain which bartenders said, because most of the best spirits that you use for cocktails come in such cumbersome bottles that it's a joke.
But are the bartenders the one?
Okay,
I'm
now
sorry, what?
I have to turn
Are
your
the
microphone.
bartenders the people that will order these things, or is it the owners of the clubs and things?
Bartenders
They can suggest.
bartenders' hands are going to the different bottle based on what the guest wants. And if the bartender is in favor of a specific brand or a bottle because it's easy to work with, then naturally his hand is going to go there.
So if the patron doesn't ask for a specific kind of vodka,
Correct.
then you guys have a shot, because you could become the bartender's favorite.
And right now we're in a age of the professional bartender. I mean, there's a movie that just came out called Hey Bartender that if you watch it, it's on the cinemas right now. If you watch this movie, it talks about the story of the renaissance of the professional bartender. And these bartenders are becoming key decision makers. They're also becoming key influencers and telling patrons what they recommend and what to drink. So we're hoping that by creating products and spirits for those guys, that they'll recommend it for us because they appreciate what we did and that they like what we did.
For example, I was one of 2 bartenders that were included in this year's Ford's list of top 40 tastemakers for 2013. So within, there is Ivanka Trump, there is all kinds of chefs, there's all kinds of socialites and people who are driving the trends. But then there's 2 bartenders, there's me and some other person. And that's kind of a sign where the bartenders are going right now. And it's a mainstream profession slowly, and I'm really proud of it, actually.
Absolutely. MartiniInTheMorning.com.
What would we do without them?
We'll wrap up with John Apodaca and the guys from the 86 company.
Whoopsie.
Duchan's making something. You're faster than John. I mean, John, it'll take 20 minutes for him to get to the point, and you're like 5 minutes, Duchan, and
If
you're like...
Duchan was bartending, you'd have had 100 martinis by now. But
So what are we doing?
We're making
Lean in there.
We're making a traditional gimlet. What I did is I mixed gin with a home.
What kind of gin did you use?
I used Ford's gin.
From the 86 company.
Here at the Fords.
And I mixed it with a homemade lime cordial, which is what Rose's lime cordial was supposed to taste without the artificial food coloring and artificial flavor and all that. So this is all natural. I actually give this lime cordial to my 5-year-old girls.
Really?
Yeah, I just mixed it with club
Wait,
soda.
you have 5-year-old girls?
I have a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old.
All right, we have not had one spill on this side of the console today.
There we go.
Oh, mother, you're going to allow Mother Miriam to drink more? Ugh, it's scary.
Have some.
I'm going to.
Okay, I'm gonna no, stay there. I'm gonna come to you for the clink. There you go. Yo.
You want to taste this badly, don't you, John?
Of course I do.
I can
I know it's
tell.
quality. I never question.
Should I make some more?
Yes,
This is
please.
a gimlet.
Oh,
there's extra glass.
I would drink this.
You could drink
this
that.
Is
He's just
almost.
gonna make more.
I mean, it's
I'll take
almost.
a- I'll-
share it. I don't
Hey,
need the whole thing.
hey, kids, calm down. It's, I mean, almost like
Put in
margarita.
another one.
Not overly sweet, but with gin. This is gin.
It's gin.
Forged
and
gin.
lime cordial. That's all. That's all there is in it. And I developed.
What is a lime cordial?
It's basically fresh lime concentrate, which is basically the kind of reduced lime juice. Agave nectar we have here as a sweetener, so no actual sugar, but agave nectar, which does have sucrose in it, but to a smaller amount. And then
But it's not
there's-
like processed sugar.
It's not processed
Right.
sugar, and there is kaffir lime leaves.
John, leave the microphone alone.
Steeped into it to give it a little bit of spice and flavor. So this is homemade, delicious.
Hey, don't use all that gin. I was going to take some of that home. I might try it.
All
No,
right,
I'm,
so
I'm,
good.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And the gimlet was originally invented by the British Royal Navy to stop scurvy on board the ships because they were finding the English are called limeys because we put limes in our mouths, right? And to take lime for the vitamin C to stop scurvy. But of course, when the limes went
Really?
bad,
That's how way.
That's
yeah,
interesting.
we'd be seen with these like limes in our mouths, right? So of course, when the lime was gone off and bad on the ships,
Yeah.
the people wouldn't eat the limes. So of course they figured out you mix it with gin. No one's saying no to the gin. So the gimlet was born, and the guy that invented it was of course a doctor called Dr. Gimlet. So it's named after him.
No kidding.
And actually, and the pink gin's also another drink that was invented by the Royal Navy. The gin and tonic's got its origins there as well because of the the quinine stopped malaria or was an anti-malarial. And then of course the punch is another merchant navy drink as well. So some of the first bartenders were also
Navy,
soldiers.
Navy, yeah. Interesting. Okay, guys.
Salutes, everybody.
Salute.
Salute.
Here's to the
Salute. Don't
86
forget.
company.
Thank you. Dushan, this lime cordial is amazing.
Okay.
It's
I'm going
great.
to try this without spilling.
Good luck.
Cheers.
Good luck. Whoops,
Yes, good luck to you. I mean, we're very similar plights. Starting new businesses and
Absolutely.
7 years in.
It's a tough thing to do. My hat is taken off to anyone that ever started their own business now that I've done it myself.
They will, Sonny.
All right, it's martiniinthemorning.com. Thanks to Dushan
Simon.
and Simon from the.
It's
I would've
okay. When
gotten
you
there.
drink that many martinis in the morning,
I would-
I expect a few hiccups like that.
Simon and Dushan from the 86 company. Dushan's book is called. You're gonna autograph the book,
Yeah.
I brought my copy.
and
You can autograph mine, too.
the book is called once again. Lean into the mic. Lean into the mic.
It's called Speakeasy.
Wait. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the book is called Speakeasy. It's classic cocktails reimagined from New York's employees only bar.
Is that a famous bar in New York?
I would say so. We were, we opened in 2004 on Repeal Day, quite unintentionally.
That's appropriate,
And
though.
we basically were voted the best cocktail bar in the world in 2011. So I think it's a famous
And
bar.
you're a famous tastemaker.
Kind of.
All right, guys. Thank you. Good luck to you with the new with the venture, and we're thrilled to have you. And we love to talk about cocktails, and we know nothing about them. I mean, look, I had no idea where limey came from. That's a great. See, we provide education here at martiniinthemorning.com.
Now that's music.